Hey everyone. So, Hamad, you're smiling. Why are you smiling?
You know why I'm smiling, right?
Yeah, this is why also I'm smiling. So, level 5. Level 5. Now, we get giddy when we think about level 5 and their music. It goes without saying that we love their music. We love their music. We adore their music. And we are listening to another track that we absolutely love. Absolutely love.
Just
Which is
love it.
called OBOSHESHEY. So yeah, you wanna say something before we start?
I just want to thank Level 5 team as well. We have been in touch with them and they were kind enough to share the narrative of this particular song with us because we couldn't find the translation of this particular song. It's the narrative is pretty interesting as well. So let's listen to it and then discuss it further.
Right. Okay. I'm already getting goosebumps. Alrighty. Three, two, one, play.
দুর্বল দৃষ্টিতে ঘোলাটে স্মৃতি পেরিয়ে এসেছি কয়েক যুগ একসাথে ভাবিনি এমন হতে পারে এখন শুধুই অপেক্ষা
Its heartbeat is amazing. Whew.
Each time you mentioned it to me, you were saying it to me yesterday. Every time we listen to this particular song, we get goosebumps.
It's so we were talking about this song yesterday over WhatsApp, and we were noticing like small things, and he said that it is very scary the things we note to have noticed and how we in sync we are. So in the beginning, this heartbeat thingy was it kept my attention. And this, in the second part of the song, there was this bass was going from the lower note to the boom, boom,
Mm.
again and again, and it completely caught my
Oh,
attention. But
the bass.
the whatever I mean the drums, the electronic drums from the very start, the drums in the end, the lyrics, the singing,
The singing.
but everything is excellent, everything is brilliant. But I want to point out that this is the first song that has actually had a psychedelic effect on me. So we know a lot of the players, a lot of the bands, they claim to have psychedelic effect, they claim to induce it, they claim to work towards it. This track
True.
is the first track that actually has psychedelic effect. When I listen to it while I have my eyes closed and I don't have any stress, I'm not thinking about work,
True.
I'm just lying down to enjoy music. And when this track
So true.
comes up, it completely messes up my mind. I yeah. So when I didn't know the narrative, when I didn't know the lyrics, the translation of it, the meaning of it, this song had a amazing psychedelic effect. Now that I know the narrative and the story behind it, it's exponentially more beautiful.
Exponentially more beautiful. Exponentially. I mean,
Exponentially more beautiful.
you might remember that. Um, Actually, the backstory, I was traveling to my office and I had my headphones on and I heard that song for the first time. And I instantly sent you a text that this is a bomb song. And and
Yes.
for the and for the viewers, I want to mention that this guy actually said, Harris said to me that this song gives goosebumps every single time when he
Every
listens to it, right?
single
and
time.
and we didn't understand the meaning or narrative of the song back then, and then recently we got to know about the narrative of the song, and for me it took it to a whole new level, whole new level, seriously.
So
Oh,
quickly, I want to talk about a crime, which is how come they have 63,000 views, almost 64,000
seriously,
views on this track, which was released 4 years ago, almost 3.5 years ago.
seriously,
This is criminal. This is criminal. So
criminal.
this beautiful music from each angle. You look at from every angle, from singing, from music, from narrative, from every single instrument, the production quality, the the mixing. You cannot, I mean, criticize it. Um, and this is, I mean, we love it. We are probably biased. We have our leanings, but how this is criminal. This is
And
criminal.
this is basically the title track of their album, right? The album is titled Obosheshi, right? And this is the title track. So we expect that this song would have more views, but let's jump to the musical aspect of it. In the start, you pointed out that the sound of heartbeat and that was there, and it made complete sense if you look at the narrative of the song, right? Because the narrative of the song, which we got to know, is that there's a lady or a girl, and the partner of that lady has passed away or about to pass away, and the sound of heartbeat created by drum, or I don't know how they have created that particular sound, is probably reflecting the last few heartbeats of that lady or that person. And the lyrics of the songs are basically the thoughts that she is having constantly, right? So how amazing they have composed the music considering the narrative. Seriously, I'm just in awe at the moment.
By the way, it's a very good point that how did they create this heartbeat? I think it's electronic bass. I would
Hmm.
have to go back to listen to it again to try to figure out what it is. This track is so cool, so good that actually I never noticed what kind of instrument they used to produce the sound. This track
Hmm.
had me never, it never allowed me to actually
Hmm.
di- dissect this track because sometimes you just whenever I hear this song, I just forget everything. So I love the 60s love. There, I mean, this was my uh, second favorite song after this, OBOSHESHEY from Level 5. Second love is beautiful. Sorry, 60s love is
Six is
beautiful.
love.
It's in its own regard. I love it. But still, I could hear, the beautiful acoustic guitars and how they beautifully use it, and I could think about it.
Hmm.
And this track, no, I cannot. It floors me every single time. Um, the okay, yeah.
I also want to mention the use of guitar in the beginning. So it was probably the classic Western notes that the guitarist is playing, and it basically adds to the sadness and somberness of the situation that the person is in, right? So this song has three phases musically, which if I dissect it, it has three phases, which you can identify, which the first phase where the arrangement is very grave, very dark, very gloomy, and the next phase is where the song picks up a little bit, igniting a bit of passion and hope in the heart of the person who is telling their story in this particular song. And then the last part the, of the song where the drum beats, the guitar, the bass, the vocals, everything picks up and concludes the song that at last finally I am going to be with you in the world hereafter. Just amazing arrangement, brilliant
Amazing.
craftsmanship.
I mean, I hope that level 5 folks know that what the kind of geniuses they are. I mean,
Seriously.
sometimes you have to hear it from someone else, right? You
Oh,
you don't you have this imposter syndrome, right? But
correct.
you guys are top notch. You guys are amazing, dudes. Please keep working, keep producing music because yeah, you are depriving if you're not working on music. This
Seriously.
is a piece of art. This will go in
Absolutely.
history as one of the relics. But on your point, where you mentioned the notes, the user notes, I was thinking that the vocalist, neither the
Hmm.
vocalist nor any instrument actually went into any complex notes, right?
No, they
they
didn't.
yeah, they didn't go into any difficult notes and try to hold that note, try to sing those notes, play those notes. Um, and I keep saying when we talk about level 5 that you don't need those things. You don't need to show off your
Yeah.
skills that you can actually play those notes on the end of the keyboard or you can sing
Hmm.
those notes.
Hmm.
You don't have to. I mean, I'm sure that the vocalist of this band and other players can do it, but you don't need
Yeah.
to. You
Yeah.
shouldn't because it's not needed. And whatever notes were used were perfect. They were.
Perfect.
So why do you use musical notes, right? To convey some message, convey some emotion.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
the emotion in each stanza, each section of this track was conveyed brilliantly. Brilliantly. I
Brilliantly.
cannot stress this enough because I think I'm biased and more emotional towards them. I
Probably.
absolutely love them. So that's why I think my emotions are also taking over a bit. But every aspect of it was done amazingly well.
Amazing. We should conclude, otherwise this would require hours just
No,
dissecting this particular.
one more thing that I want to mention. I think this is something that I mentioned on WhatsApp as well, and I want to repeat
Hmm.
for everyone that
Hmm.
this album is one of those where, I mean, I have I have come across one more album in which like 90-80% of the songs, like all of the songs, are equally amazing.
Yeah.
which is RO. So we keep mentioning RO,
Aro.
the band from Pakistan, and their first album was like something else, entirely else. And we will in future we will talk about it. Definitely, we'll share that music with you because we love it so much. And this is the second album that I've come across, and which like most of the songs you listen to it and you fell in love the first time, the very first time,
Instantly.
even though we
Instant.
don't understand the lyrics. And this is
Instantly.
and this makes this kind of music even more special because without understanding the lyrics,
Exactly. Exactly.
we fall in love so quickly. So you guys are brilliant. Please produce more music. Please
Keep
continue
producing. Yeah.
working in music. And we hope and pray that you get more recognition. It's a tragedy that the commercial mass produced item numbers and all that get so much attention, but
Hmm.
this doesn't. Crime against
Seriously.
humanity. Crime against humanity.
Oh,
All right, now you can conclude.
there's a lot to say, but I think
Yeah.
we should conclude. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching this video, and we'll see you again in the next one.